Pokemon. There is a lot of people who like it, love it, have mixed opinions on it, and there are some that even hate it. I consider myself to be in the mixed group, as my experience with Pokemon started off great, but slowly got worse with every release. So allow me to take you through my journey with Pokemon, and hopefully you'll see what I mean. So my very first Pokemon game was Platinum. I don't remember how far I got into that game, nor do I know what starter I chose, but I'm pretty sure I enjoyed it. And since I don't have my old DS anymore, I have to play this game using other means. Now, I'm not sure if my second game was Pokemon White or White 2. Either way, I know I picked Snivy in that game, and I managed to get to the bug gym leader. Yes, I went in there with my starter, a grass type, and a Growlithe. Back then I had no idea you needed a Firestone to evolve the guy, so I went in there knowing only 2 fire moves, I think. My memory of that game is a bit fuzzy, no clue if I enjoyed it, but I probably did. And just like with Platinum, anytime I want to play that game now, I have to do it using other means. Now we're moving on from the DS era and moving on to the 3DS. So I played the following Pokemon games on there: Pokemon Y, Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, and Sun. I do not know if I got any of the Ultra games. I did complete Pokemon Y, Omega Ruby, and Alpha Sapphire, but I did not finish Pokemon Sun. At least, not on my actual 3DS. Wink wink, nudge nudge. I believe I had the most fun playing Omega Ruby before I eventually got Alpha Sapphire, mostly because I realized that Dialga, my favorite legendary, was in Alpha Sapphire and not Omega Ruby, and that is the only reason why I got the other version of that game. While I was a little into trying to complete the Pokédex, I was mostly into trying to get all of the legendaries so I could crush my enemies. And I still have my Dialga, Palkia, Groudon, Kyogre, Yveltal, if that's how you pronounce it, or is it Yveltal? Anyway, and a few other legendaries to this day. But that is enough from the 3DS era. Now it's time for the Switch. So here's the following games that I have currently played on it: Pokemon Shield, Legends Arceus, Let's Go Eevee, and Violet and Scarlet. Yeah, things started getting really rough when the Switch came out. Everyone knows about the Dexit drama when Sword and Shield came out. Also, the graphics were really bad. Plus, it was very linear, and the wild areas did not look good. Needless to say, Sword and Shield had it rough. But how about Let's Go Eevee? Well, I really enjoyed it. The following Pokemon animations were really good. Also, you can cheat using the second character, which makes every battle a double battle. Also, it boosts the chance that a Pokemon will be caught when you use the catch mechanic in that game, as you're using 2 Pokeballs, not 1. Unfortunately, I can't use the 2-player feature anymore because my Switch controllers have really bad drift on them, and I do not fancy having to buy a new one every time they break. Anyway, that's enough of that game. Time for Legends Arceus. Now, there are a lot of people who have mixed feelings on this game, and I can see why. The graphics are not the most impressive thing in the world, and it's incredibly disappointing when you reach the end and complete the Pokédex, because you don't really get rewarded for doing it. The characters just say, "good job," and that's about it. I honestly didn't know what to do after I completed every side quest and finished the dex. There was just nothing to do at that point. At least for me there wasn't. But thankfully, Violet and Scarlet came out, so I had something new to play with. If only I knew just how bad those games were going to be. I thought that Shield was bad, but at least that one was more stable than Scarlet and Violet on release. And I honestly was so terrified of transferring my Pokemon over to that game due to hearing about save files being corrupted. So I didn't do it until the game was patched several times, just to be safe. But even then, this game still struggles to run sometimes. Also, I was really annoyed to learn that the reason why you can't disable animations, it was to hide the fact that the game was lagging at times. That's the reason why you couldn't turn them off. Look, I have this thing where, after I've experienced most of the game with the animations on, I eventually decide to turn them off, as now all I want to do is to have a quicker experience with the battles. especially when I'm focusing more of my attention on the Pokédex. Also, I forgot to mention this, but Legends Arceus was the first game that I managed to complete the dex. Mostly because they actually made it possible for you to do that, as you can get every trade-only Pokemon in that game. And honestly, I hope that feature, the link cable, comes back again, because I miss it. So yeah, that was my experience with Pokemon. I had no idea that I had the best possible start with Platinum, and now I'm left holding the bag with Scarlet and Violet. Those two games did have potential, but it's more than obvious that those two needed more time in the oven. I guess I would just have to see if Legends ZA is any good. I hope it will be, because that is possibly the last Pokemon game on the original Switch. Then every other game will come out on the Switch too, and I have no plans to get that one, because it's expensive and had a lot of problems with it. I mean, have you seen those compilation videos of the Switch 2 breaking? Yeah, it is that bad. Anyway, that's all I have to say for today. If you enjoyed this video, then give it a like, leave a comment, and subscribe for more content. I'll see you next time.